Hi, my name is Grady and I'm an applications engineer with the Cross Company Automation Group. In this video, I'll be describing the palletizing wizard that's built into the universal robot. So let's make a new program, come to the Structure tab, go to Wizards and select Pallet. So if we go back to the Command tab, there's a short description here of how the program actually works. So select Pattern, and now we have an option to make a line, square, box, or just a list of points. Let's go ahead and make a square. So you can see here, from point 1 to 2, you can define how many counts you want. And then from point 2 to 3, you have the same. And you'll get a good example of this in a second. Let's go ahead and make 2 for this. Let's define the first corner of our square. Okay. Come to the second corner. And in reality, you'd have your own pallet that you'd be making. This would be the corners of your pallet. Third corner. Go back here. And our fourth corner. So now, since we have a square, and we selected from 1 to 2, 5 intervals, and from 2 to 3, 2, it'll go down a row of 5, and then go down another row of 5, and that'll be your pallet. Pallet sequence, this is kind of what the robot does at each point. So if you want it to grab something or whatever your end effector process is, and then wait, you can do that here. So select our anchor point, and this will be what the robot uses to base all the other coordinates off of. So we have an approach point. Let's move the robot back to its first corner. This will be its starting position. And we want our approach to that point to be a little above. So let's select Tool and do plus 100 millimeters. So this would be our approach point to each operation. Same with the exit. We'll just make the approach and the exit the same. Our pattern point is where we actually want to perform our operation, and this will usually coincide with your first corner. The robot will automatically calculate the new pattern point because it automatically makes every other point in the square. So we set that waypoint, no action, and we want it to wait for a quarter of a second at each pattern point. So move our robot to our starting position. You'll see it move through its pallet. There's its first row, and it'll move to the second row now and go through the same 5 points in the same interval. Now, say you want to go from one pallet to another. Select Pallet, go to your Structure, go back to Wizards, and make a new one. Now you go through the same process to set this one up, just in a different area. So instead, this time, let's take from our first pallet and put it into a single line on our second one. So we'll select Line, do 10 counts now, since we're going from a pallet of 10 to a line of 10. Now to specify a line, we need a start position, and then specify your end position. Let's make that over here. And the same thing with pallet sequence. You want to specify what the robot will do at each point. So in this example, we'd probably be picking something up from each position in the first sequence and placing in the second sequence. So set our pattern point. Our approach, I'll do the same thing and just make it 100 millimeters above our pattern point. And same with the exit. And again, we'll have it wait here for a quarter of a second, or wait at each pattern point for a quarter of a second. Now, let's see what this looks like. So you can see, since they're back to back, it'll go from the first position of the first pallet to the first of the second, or the first of the second pallet position, and then both the second positions, then the third. So you can see how you can make, the robot can organize something for you or do a process at each point.